All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. BJP-led NDA government to face no confidence motion in Lok Sabha today. Prime Minister asked MPs to rise to the occasion to ensure constructive and disruption-free debate. UGC asked universities to postpone recruitment process till Supreme Court decides government's special leave petition. Government warns WhatsApp in second notice to check fake news or face legal consequences. 2+2 dialogue between India and US to be held in New Delhi in September. Renowned poet Gopal Das Neeraj passes away. President and Prime Minister express grief. And in hockey, Indian men's team beat New Zealand by 4-2 in the series opener in Bengaluru. The BJP-led NDA government will face a no-confidence motion in the Lok Sabha today. The motion has been moved by the opposition parties led by Telugu Desam Party. On Wednesday, Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan had accepted the motion for discussion and voting on it in the lower house of Parliament. Here is a report.
The Modi government is expected to have a smooth sailing when it faces the first no-confidence motion in 4 years in the Lok Sabha today. The total strength of the Lok Sabha excluding the Speaker is 544 and its current strength is 533 as a result of 11 vacancies. The government needs 267 to clear the test. The BJP-led coalition counts over 300 members in the Lok Sabha, including 273 of the BJP. The debate on the no-confidence motion is scheduled to start in Lok Sabha at 11 a.m. and 7 hours has been allotted for it. The BJP has been allotted more than 3.5 hours, Congress nearly 40 minutes, AIADMK 29 minutes and All India Trinamool Congress 27 minutes. As the main mover of the no-confidence motion, the TDP will initiate the debate. With Shashank Kumar's report, Sanjeev Jasrotia, AIR News, Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said today is an important day in parliamentary democracy. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said he is sure that the members of Lok Sabha will rise to the occasion and ensure a constructive, comprehensive and disruption-free debate. He said government owes this to the people and the makers of the constitution. Mr. Modi said the country will be watching the motion closely. The University Grants Commission or UGC has issued a communication to all universities and higher education institutions to postpone the recruitment process till the Supreme Court issues its verdict on the special leave petition filed by the HRD Ministry against a court order curtailing reservation for SC, ST and OBCs candidates. The UGC had announced in March that an individual department should be considered as the base unit, not institution-wise, to calculate the number of teaching posts to be reserved for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe candidates. The UGC had taken the decision following an order of the Allahabad High Court and upheld by the Supreme Court. However, after protests against the move, the HRD Ministry and the UGC filed the special leave petition to withdraw the order and asked the educational institutions not to hire any faculty member using the new formula. The Apex Court is expected to hear a review petition by the government on the issue soon. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma met Prasar Bharati Chairman A. Surya Prakash and other officials in New Delhi yesterday. State Tourism Minister Methba Lingdo was also present in the meeting. They held discussions on promoting culture and tourism potential of Meghalaya in media. Talking to media after the meeting, Mr. Prakash said, All India Radio and DD News are playing an important role in promoting tourism in the Northeast region.
Prasar Bharati has a lot of plans to step up coverage in the Northeast region, and both our All India Radio and Doordarshan stations in Shillong are doing excellent work. They are producing quality programs, and so in our discussions with the Chief Minister, we were looking at how to take this forward and across our channels in the country. Also in terms of tourism, the Chief Minister was very keen to see if we can do some programming to promote tourism in Meghalaya.
Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana aims to provide LPG connections to poor families living below the poverty line. Its target is to provide relief to 5 crore women from the scourge of smoke and disease by the time the country celebrates the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Here is a ground report from Ahmedabad correspondent on successful implementation of the scheme in Gujarat.
The scheme is aimed at replacing the unclean cooking fuels mostly used in rural area with the clean and more efficient LPG. Robin Gamit, Karwanda village of tribal Tapi district told that the gas connection has improved his life.
इस योजना की वजह से हमारे घर में गैस आने से फायदा ये हुआ है कि पहले हम लकड़ी जलाते थे, तब धुआं बहुत होता था। आंखों में धुआं लगने से आंखों में पानी निकलता था और खाना भी बहुत देर से पकता था।
Manguben Chauhan, a housewife from Surat, said that lots of changes have come in her life due to gas connection.
मुझे खाना पकाने के लिए मिट्टी का तेल और लकड़ी का उपयोग करना पड़ता था। इससे बहुत समय लकड़ियां ढूंढने में बर्बाद भी होता था और खाना पकाने में भी बहुत समय नष्ट होता था और इसलिए बच्चों की शिक्षा के लिए मैं समय भी नहीं दे पाती थी और कुटुंब के भरण पोषण आर्थिक उपार्जन भी नहीं कर सकती। खाना पकाने के लिए लकड़ी का उपयोग करने की वजह से धुआं मेरी आंखों में और फेफड़ों में जाने से बीमारी भी हो। उज्ज्वला योजना की जानकारी मुझे 2018 में मिली। जानकारी मिलने के बाद फ्री गैस कनेक्शन मिला, जिसकी वजह से अब सारी दिक्कतें दूर हो गई है और आरोग्य भी अच्छा रहता है।
PMUY has received good response, particularly in Panchmahal tribal districts of the state. More than 69,000 people have taken benefit from the scheme till now. For AIR News, Bharat Devmani with Vipul Purohit from Panchmahal.
President Ramnath Kovind will visit Kharagpur in West Bengal today. He will grace and address the 64th annual convocation of the Indian Institute of Technology in Kharagpur. The institute will honor 13 alumni with the Distinguished Alumnus Award on this occasion. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. The government has issued another notice to WhatsApp asking it to come out with effective solutions to curb the menace of fake news. It also warned the company that mediums used for propagation of rumors are liable to be treated as abettors and can face legal consequences if they remain mute spectators. In a statement, the IT Ministry said it has approached WhatsApp to bring more effective solutions to the table to ensure greater accountability and facilitate enforcement of law beyond the existing efforts towards labeling forwards and identifying fake news. Facebook-owned WhatsApp has been under fire from the Indian government over fake news and false information being circulated on its messaging platform. Such messages have incited more fury, triggering multiple cases of lynching across the country. Central Bureau of Investigation or CBI has told the Delhi High Court that it has completed its preliminary inquiry into allegations against Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited or BSNL. Some of its officials allegedly caused a loss of about 1,000 crore rupees to the exchequer by releasing unauthorized payment to a subsidiary of a Chinese firm by fabricating documents. The court gave 6 weeks to the CBI to file a status report and listed the matter for further hearing on 22nd of October. Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani has said that the state has received 3% more rainfall till now as compared to the previous year. Addressing a press conference in Gandhinagar yesterday, Mr. Rupani said, as per the information received from the Meteorological Department, there is a possibility of heavy rains from 23rd to 26th of this month in central and north Gujarat.
The Road and Building Department has started the repair work. 425 roads have already been repaired. 22 teams of NDRF are already working in the affected areas for rescue and relief operations. More than 290 health teams have been deployed to ensure the prevention of disease. The Revenue Department has made 324 teams to provide cash doors after surveying the 11 affected districts. As much as 1 lakh hectares of land have been affected due to heavy rain. Bharat Devmani, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Hindi poet Gopal Das Neeraj passed away in New Delhi last evening after a prolonged
known to the world as Gopal Das Neeraj, had a special liking for this poem written by him. Born in Etawah district of Uttar Pradesh in 1925, Neeraj lost his father at a very young age. Devanand heard him in one of the mushairas in Aligarh and invited him to Mumbai, where he wrote lyrics for the big wigs like S.D. Burman and Shankar Jaikishan. songs like Likhe Jo Khat Tujhe, Rangila Re, and Phoolon Ke Rang Se Dil Ki Kalam Se are examples of his poetic genius. His famous poetic works include Asavari, Lehar Pukare, and Pran Geet. आग बहती है यहाँ गंगा में भी, झेलम में भी, कोई बतलाए कहाँ जाके नहाया जाए. प्यार का खून हुआ क्यों, ये समझने के लिए हर अंधेरे को उजाले में बुलाया जाए.
President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have expressed grief over the demise of the poet. Indian Information Service officer Mohammad Munawwar passed away last night due to a heart attack in New Jalpaiguri. He was posted as the Assistant Director of the Directorate of Field Publicity. The 54-year-old officer worked in various media units, including All India Radio. U.S. State Department has announced that the inaugural 2+2 dialogue between India and the United States will be held in New Delhi on September 6. Last month, the U.S. had postponed the dialogue due to unavoidable reasons. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Defense Secretary James Mattis will travel to India for the dialogue with External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj and Defense Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. The Indian men's hockey team pulled off a sensational 4-2 win over New Zealand in the first test of the 3-match series in Bengaluru yesterday. The forwards won India their first penalty corner of the match in the opening minute. Making a comeback into the squad after the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games, Rupinder Pal Singh was splendid as he fired the ball low to beat New Zealand goalkeeper Richard Joyce in the second minute. In Archery World Cup Stage 4 in Berlin, Indian women compound team of Trisha Dev, Jyoti Surekha Vinnam and Muskan Kirar stormed into the final, stunning top seed Turkey. The trio showed nerves of steel after a tied opening set to beat the fancy Turkey 231-228 to set up a gold medal clash against France tomorrow. Fifth seed India pipped Great Britain by 1 point in the opening round, while in the second round they prevailed over higher-ranked USA for the second final appearance in 3 months. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Sarabjit Kaur.
Thank you, Saira. The newspapers are abuzz with the happenings with the government inside the parliament during the monsoon session, with the government facing no confidence motion, as well as P. Chidambaram and son being charged by the CBI as accused in Aircel Max's money laundering case. Namo versus Raga playing out at Lok Sabha today, writes the DNA, while the Hindustan Times says NDA eyes 2/3 vote in a show of strength, and the Indian Express headlines, no trust debate today. Government holds back RTI changes bill, adding Prime Minister will reply to debate, Rahul to spearhead opposition charge. Tough times ahead for the Chidambarams. The DNA says CBI charges PC and Karti as accused in Aircel Max's money laundering case, while the Hindu reports Chidambaram Karti charged in Aircel case. The Home Minister talks tough on mob lynching incidents. The Tribune quotes him, lynching grave issue, and the DNA writes, Home Minister flays lynchings, says states should take action. Almost all dailies carry heart-wrenching pictures of relatives receiving the remains of their dear ones at the airport after losing them to the suicide bombings in Afghanistan. The Tribune headlines, 8-year-old back with dad's ashes from Afghanistan. Is the Make in India lion failing to roar? The Financial Express on its front page covers an important story under the headline, Make in India fails to revive manufacturing, adding that data from the World Bank and the RBI show manufacturing hasn't received a significant boost since Modi took office in 2014. And finally, if you have wished to witness a meteor shower, then it seems your wish has been granted. A Japanese startup that is developing shooting stars on demand says it will be ready to deliver the world's first artificial meteor shower in a spectacular show in Hiroshima in 2020, reports The Hindu. With that, it's back to you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarojit, for a look at today's newspapers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. BJP-led NDA government to face no confidence motion in Lok Sabha. Prime Minister asks MPs to rise to the occasion to ensure constructive and disruption-free debate. UGC asks universities to postpone recruitment process till Supreme Court decides government special leave petition. Government warns WhatsApp in second notice to check fake news or face legal consequences. 2+2 dialogue between India and US to be held in New Delhi in September. Renowned poet Gopal Das Neeraj passes away. President and Prime Minister express grief. And in hockey, Indian men's team beat New Zealand by 4-2 in the series opener in Bengaluru. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.